But today I was thinking about mercy, the nature of mercy or grace, or unearned gifts, and why that can be really hard. I'm coming back from taking a couple of Sundays off, and man, what I want to feel is just refreshed and grateful and joyful, and somehow it is still tinged with some guilt, some anxiety or fear, just tinged. Predominant feeling is gratitude, but it's got me wondering, like, why that's in there. Like, why, when good things happen to us, or we have these opportunities for like wonder and beauty and gift, that sometimes it's hard to just purely let it be that, and instead all these sort of yeah buts pop up in our heads. And I think that's because there is within us a sense that we know we haven't earned it. And if we haven't earned it, then we can't control it. We can't force it to happen again. And we have to acknowledge that it's gift, that it's not quote unquote deserved, that it's not something we like own. And that's hard for humans. I'll say me. I'll speak in I language. That's hard for me. I want to feel confident that if something good happens to me, it's because I've done the right things. I want to make it a transaction, a math equation, because then I can be confident that I am good, and secretly, quietly, somewhere in there, that others are not. And it just gets a really messy equation really quick if I start applying that kind of judgment to myself and to others. And then the other piece of it, I think, is that if I'm somebody who receives mercy and grace, then I think there's also a calling for me to give mercy and grace. For me to be somebody who will help others without expecting anything in return, that will give without expecting anything in return. And that's another hard thing, because quickly in at least our white middle class American minds, that can become being a doormat or something. And when does my graciousness, my mercy become that doormat, can't stand up for themselves, always pouring out kind of, and there isn't an answer to that, really. Again, not an equation, but it's how you decide to hold it, and if you decide to give other people power to name it. And that is a really interesting space of self-discovery and spiritual development, that nobody gets to decide but you. But if I listen to my spiritual teachers, among one is Jesus, then we stay connected with our higher power, with God, with the divine, the universe, whatever way you call it, and we make the best choice we can with what we have each day. And then we trust that it's enough, and trust our own development through that process, through that graciousness, generosity, and loving kindness, and let ourselves become, instead of thinking that we're self-made, we become more of who we want to be, and we become more connected with the source of everything. So I hope you'll find some time for that connection today, for the self-reflection and connection, and maybe some time to get outside. Despite the wind, I think it's a beautiful day. Grace and peace, friends.